Say hi to YouTube, everybody. Say hi to YouTube. That did not go as planned.
You boys like Mexico? Yeah!
We got another power mod for Kurt. What are we doing today? Air filter, intake plenum, that little guy right there. We need that jet. So it should be a pretty straightforward thing. As you can tell, I've already had it out. And I got the clear valve cover on. I didn't do a how-to video on that because it's 4 bolts and just swap stuff over. It's not a big deal. It looks really cool running though, let me tell you. So all we're really going to do here is I put that over the hole just to try the cart. But all we really got to do here is we need to pull the outside of the box off and then pull out the OEM filter. Behind that's the two 10mm bolts off the carb. And we're going to pull this off. And we can probably change the jet with the carb on there, but it'd take us 2 seconds to just slip the carb off and just flip it over and pull it out that way. So that's what we're going to do. Make sure you turn your fuel off. Obviously, my petcock's leaking a little bit, so I'm going to actually put a little clamp on the hose until I buy another petcock, put on there so it doesn't leak. So let me grab some tools real quick. Phillips screwdriver, 10mm, and my clamp to pinch that off, and a straight slot screwdriver, and we should be able to get all this on in maybe 5 minutes or so.
So take a couple steps back as you hear me start to hum. Take a couple steps back when I lose all control. Watch me turn into a werewolf, and I will hunt till the break of dawn. Don't you dare to try to stop me. This is the horn of the black swan.
So we've hit a small snag. The issue is these studs are not long enough for this plenum. It is aluminum, and as I don't like how far out these are having to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our drill and we're going to drill these out longer, because there's a recess in here and you can see these won't go any farther than that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get the drill, I'm going to drill down into the meat here, and there's what looks like a good solid 1/2 inch of meat left in there we can drill out, and that's the only real thing we can do. I don't know if this isn't made for this particular engine or what the deal is, but I'm just gonna get a drill and go further down in there. I don't know, it might be a 1/4 inch drill bit or something, but I'm gonna stick this in the vise. I'm gonna drill these holes deeper so I can leave these stud ends a little bit more. So I'm not gonna film that on camera, and obviously I cut out me struggling and Googling and trying to figure out whether it's me or what. And I guess you could order longer studs, but like, I don't understand why this didn't just bolt on here. And this is a kit from BMI Karts, so I don't really know why it's like this. The kit looks fantastic, it's just it won't bolt on here. So let me put this in the vise and I'm going to drill this out, and we'll come back to that and we'll finish mounting this up and see how it runs. So I drilled about a 1/4 inch down, and that's going to be enough for us to have a solid thread into the actual head of this dude. So I'll show you a little shade tree old way of removing a stud for anybody who hasn't worked next to an old mechanic for a long time. Double nut it, tighten the nuts, and then use the bottom nut to unscrew the stud that you're after. And this will work the same if you're trying to install a stud. You don't want to go too far any more than you have to, or you'll stretch threads, because that's how you're binding the actual stud, is by literally stretching the threads ever so slightly so they won't unscrew together. And then obviously when you go to remove, just like so. Okay. Now, I've got these screwed out until the threads actually start showing, and that should be enough for us to get all of this mounted on here. And now for this part, yes, that will suffice. So the only other part you can do, if you are so inclined, is this kit comes with a choke retainer on here, which I'm debating on leaving off. I think I'm going to, just because when I need to choke it, I just literally reach on here and choke it. But I don't know, for the sake of being cute and using the entire kit, at least for now, I guess I'll throw it on there. Why not? I can take it off later. So I'm just going to thread that on there loosely for now, because as you can see, the choke lever's not even actually on there. So I digress. Let's get this finished. And I believe the way that we're supposed to tighten these is with the screwdriver in the end of them, like that. I'm sure if this is incorrect, somebody will jump on here and say so. What's my deal here? Let me get another stubby screwdriver so I can get in there better. This one should suffice. I don't have a lot of short screwdrivers. Yeah, there we go. Do keep in mind, this is holding on a carb and an air filter. The tighter you go, the harder it's going to be to get it out. That looks pretty good in there. So after that, then we actually put on this dude. See how it fits. Ooh. How does it fit, you might ask? It fits barely. That's how it fits. in the truest of fashions, SIM card filled up and the battery died. We're not going to talk about it. So, what we did was we finished changing out the intake and the main jet. So, after slowly backing out the studs a little bit and drilling out the Airspeed Gen 2 intake, everything fits as it should. Here's what it looks like. It's nice and solid on there. The only thing actually touching this is the outer filter. I did shave a little bit off the rubber part here so it would bend out a little bit more. But as you can see, I just put everything back on. This kit must not be made for this type of carb because both the studs weren't long enough and the choke hold down lever didn't work. I don't know what the deal was. It did not fit. So we're going to be sticking with the normal here that we have. I believe we're ready to start it up, see what it does. I am curious how it's going to run like this. So let me put you guys back on the helmet and we'll see about taking it up the road one more time tonight and see how she runs. You got your keys?
What?
You have your keys?
Yeah.
Can you follow me real quick? I want to see how fast it goes. I want you to pace me. Okay. It's quick, man. shout out to Ian for driving me. Say hi, Tyler.